Here is the perfect beginner tutorial to make a pumpkin with your knitting machine. And you only need one knitting machine to make all these different sizes of pumpkins. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that in just a second. But two very important things you need besides yarn and your knitting machine is a sharp pair of scissors, and you need a metal tapestry needle. Metal tapestry needle, very important. You're going to be using this a lot to make this pumpkin. Now with the knitting machine, depending on how many rows you do, will indicate the size of your pumpkin. So if you do 20 and 40 and 60 rows, you're going to get a small, medium, and large pumpkin. And that's with your 48-pin knitting machine. So I am using Brava Tweed today. It is a worsted weight yarn. I only use worsted weight on my knitting machine. Perfect for the season. I love green pumpkins. I also made one with this rosewood Brava Tweed color. It's so gorgeous. Okay, so we are going to start. This is 60 rows on my 48-pin knitting machine. We're going to make a large size pumpkin here. The knitting machine basically did most of the work for you because you need to pull each end tight and fasten them closed. So we're going to cinch this end here and pull it tight, and it's going to curl. So just make sure you curl it back and continue to do that as you're pulling it tight. And then you're going to want to take your tapestry needle and kind of run it through that end a few times just to make sure it's secure and does not come undone. So this is where your metal tapestry needle comes into play. It's a lot easier to work with than the plastic one. They kind of bend a little bit, so you want to make sure that you have a metal tapestry needle. Okay, we are doing the same thing with the other end. We are pulling it tight and curling that back as we do that to make sure that it's completely secure. We're going to run our tapestry needle through that a couple times just to make sure that end is completely secure and fastened. So we want them to be completely closed. Now, if you've made a thick knitted hat on your knitting machine, you've done this step before. We're going to turn it inside out and match the ends on the inside. So it almost looks like a little tiny hat, but we want this double thick pumpkin because we don't want the polyfil. We do not want to see that once we stuff this pumpkin. We are going to overstuff it just a little bit because we want it to be extra squishy, and we don't want to see that right through it. Okay, so I took that end and I fed it through with my tapestry needle to the bottom. Now we're going to take an extra piece of yarn, and with our tapestry needle, we are just going to put this right through this brim of this pumpkin because we want to eventually cinch this end, but we want to do this before we put the polyfill. Now this is really important because once you start filling this with polyfill or stuffing, scrap yarn, whatever you're filling it with, you want to kind of pull it a little bit tight, and you're going to see how that works just to see if you can add a little bit more stuffing because you want it to be, really, really stuffed full. You want it to be a really squishy pumpkin. So now we're going to start filling the polyfill. And I think I got this down. I made like a gajillion pumpkins. So I really kind of overstuffed it just a little bit, pulled it tight, and see how it just popped out a little bit. So I know that this is going to be a perfect squishy pumpkin. So I tied it in a double knot just to cinch that end closed. And then with your tapestry needle again, just run it through that bottom end, and you're going to just weave it through so that you can hide it. So what's really good about it being squishy, you can kind of hide this end really well. And you're going to be doing this a lot with the pumpkins that you're going to be making because you're going to have a lot of ends that you're going to have to pull through. But once they reach a point where you're sure it's in there, it's not coming out, if you pull it up just a little bit and then you just fasten it off, it just disappears in the pumpkin. So I love that. Weaving ends here, I do not hate it for the pumpkins. Okay, so now what we're going to do is the fun part. We're going to make the ridges of the pumpkin that make this ball a pumpkin. I do 5 ridges, but feel free to do as many as you like. Some people do 6, and on the small ones, you can even do 8. But you're going to eyeball this and kind of figure out exactly where you want your ridges, and you're going to bring it all the way around and push it right through the middle and grab it in the other end. And once you grab it and pull it up, you're going to pull it very tight so that it pulls to make that ridge in the pumpkin. And the first ones, easily can be adjusted because that's where your starting point is. So you're going to pull it really tight just to make that indent there as the pumpkin. And please make sure that this strand of yarn is long enough to go all the way around because you don't want to have to weave in an end and then add some more yarn, and that just gets annoying. So just have more yarn than you need for this part. and you're going to just go ahead and make all the ridges. Sometimes it's difficult to push our tapestry needle straight through the polyfill, so you want to wiggle it a little bit and then just pull it out of the other end, but don't give up and use those arm muscles for this part because it might be hard to pull through polyfill. But yeah, once you grab each end, make sure that you pull it very tight just so that you can get those nice plump indents for your pumpkin. And to be honest with you, when I first started doing these, I have cut off some of these indents and started all over again because I was really frustrated with how I eyeballed it and it didn't look right and they weren't even. Feel free to do that, especially if you're just making your very first one or your very first few. Once I've made 10 or 15 of them, I got used to eyeballing my 5 indents of my pumpkin and I was good to go. So once you're done, you're going to double, triple knot that. And again, you're going to weave in that end seamlessly through the inside of your pumpkin. And it's very easy to do and will disappear. And you're going to do that with all the ends, weave them all in seamlessly. I like to use suede or leather for the stem. You can also use cinnamon sticks. You can use your knitting machine. There are tutorials online that show how to make the stem with your knitting machine. You can do that as well. Find sticks from your garden. Really, the stem, you can be really creative. I like using the dark kind of materials and fabrics, but feel free to use whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you think looks best. So there you see I've cut a rectangle out of the suede material. I kind of just eyeball it and do different sizes for the small, medium, and large pumpkins. Of course, the large pumpkins usually have a longer or larger rectangle, but I even it out with my scissors. And then you're going to want to get yourself a leather punch. You can find this in a craft store, on Amazon. I'll link one down below, but these are very handy and they cut through this material very quickly. And you can see there are different size of holes that you can punch through, but you'll hear the little click. And it's that easy. So I just kind of wiggle it around just to make sure that circle has actually punched through. But once you have done that and you've pulled it out, I actually do a little trick with the corners of my suede stem. I cut just a little bit off. I find that the suede just rests really nicely in that little pocket in the center of the pumpkin. So I cut it that way so that when I pull it tight with some yarn and kind of cinch it right onto that pumpkin, it sits so perfectly. So you're going to take a tapestry needle again with some of that yarn and you're going to pull through some yarn through that hole so that you can bring this stem right through the pumpkin. And again, if you're using cinnamon sticks or just sticks, you're just going to take a hot glue gun and just glue that right onto the pumpkin. But here with the suede stem, I have popped it through the top of my pumpkin. So you've already determined where the bottom of the pumpkin is. So what's the better side? And then you're going to pull it right through and you'll see how nicely that suede stem just sits right there with the cut corners that I did. Try it without doing the cut corners and you'll see that it kind of folds on the sides. So I just really like doing that because it gave it a nice clean little pocket. So there we go. We'll take that end and we will double, triple, quadruple knot it, whatever you'd like, because this is the last one you're doing. You're going to weave that in so easily and perfectly like we've been doing and hide it inside that squishy pumpkin. And it's going to disappear before your eyes. But that is really it. That is a knitted pumpkin with your knitting machine. It's a really easy and perfect beginner pattern. And of course, 'tis the season. As I'm recording this, it is September and I am well into making millions of pumpkins. Well, not millions, but maybe hundreds. But I'm addicted and I've been making so many. And this is the perfect beginner project. So get a knitting machine if you don't have one. What are you doing? I'm going to link them down below. You are going to be very addicted making all the things with your knitting machine. I have a video that shows how to make a 5-minute knitted hat on a knitting machine. I promise you it's 5 minutes. I'll link it below. Like and subscribe for more quick tutorials. Thanks so much for watching. All my patterns are free. othcrochetnook.ca.